Hey everyone, I'm Andrea, also known as the Grimy Painter. Welcome to another video tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to create a cinematic fire effect for your miniatures. The tools and paints you need are: let's start by drilling a little hole where you want the flame to come out from. In this case, a flamethrower. The hole should be of the exact diameter of the paperclip. Then I take my paperclip, straighten it, and cut it to the desired length. 4 or 5 centimeters, corresponding to 1.52 inches. I mark the closest part to the muzzle with a little red paint as a reference. In this way, when I remove the paperclip from the miniature, I will know which part of it will be inside the flamer and which part I will need to work on. After that, I take some 2-part epoxy putty, milliput in this case, mix it well together, and sculpt a stretched pear shape using the paperclip as a core, taking care to not cover the part past the mark. Once satisfied with the result, I let it dry for 3-4 hours. Now I apply a thin layer of pure PVA glue over the milliput and sprinkle some clamp foliage all over it, in order to coat it. Since I applied very little glue, I can dip it in the container of the clamp foliage without any fear of ruining the material. I let the glue dry for a couple of hours and then I check the result. As you can see, there are still some spots without any clamp foliage. I reapply PVA glue to these spots, a little diluted with some water this time, and add some more clamp foliage. Then I let it fully dry again. I keep repeating the previous step until I'm satisfied with the overall look of the flame. Once I'm happy with it, I use a dropper to apply a 1-to-1 mix of PVA glue and water over it, to lock the clamp foliage in place and make it more resistant. I'm not using a brush to apply the glue, otherwise I would risk to remove the foliage. I then let it dry overnight. As you can see, now the flame is really solid. So I proceed to cut and reshape some of the clamp foliage near the base of the flame to give it a more conic shape. It's now time to paint the flame. I start by base coating it with Vallejo Surface Primer White. The flame will be brighter on the inside and more reddish on the outside, so a white primer is the perfect choice. After that, I'll paint the fire with different shades of yellow. I'm going to start with a mixture of 1-to-1 Flash Jits Yellow and Vallejo Model Air White. Then pure Flash Jits, then a 1-to-1 mix of Flash Jits and Emerald Yellow, and finally pure Emerald Yellow. The farther the flame is from the ignition point, the darker the tone will be. This will be the inner core of the flame. Since it will be the hottest point, it will also be the brightest one. Now, let's paint the other part. The best option is dry brushing, so the colors will only pick the most raised parts. I'm going to start with some Irial yellow, followed by a 1-to-1 mix of Trollslayer orange and Irial yellow, then pure Trollslayer orange. Trollslayer orange and Evil Sun Scarlet, 1-to-1 mix again, pure Evil Sun Scarlet, Evil Sun Scarlet and Mephiston Red, 1-to-1, pure Mephiston Red, and finally a 2-to-1 mix of Mephiston Red and Abaddon Black. I'll keep the dry brush heavy toward the end of the flame, but I'll hit some of the most prominent spots near the ignition point with some of the darkest oranges and reds too. The last step is to add some Aldofgard glue near the ignition point. And that's it! A quick and easy way to give a little extra to your miniatures that will really catch the eye on the tabletop. If you like my works, check my Instagram or Facebook page, and if you have any question or request for a tutorial, drop me a message or a comment. I'll be sure to reply you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching, see you next time!